We are back with the third story of the Canterbury Tales. This one is told by the Reeve. Now, some of you young people may not know what a Reeve is. A Reeve does many small jobs in a village at this time, knowing many trades. In short, a Reeve is a handyman with many duties that includes carpentry. In our case, as called by himself, he is an old man, and the host has said, the devil has made a preacher out of the Reeve. Implying this, he was saying that he was a talkative man. It is important to keep in mind that the miller had just told a story before this, making a carpenter named John seem like quite a fool. So remember that the Reeve may be looking to get some payback on the miller with his story. By making someone who is a miller look bad, he has told one of my favorite stories in the whole book by getting a little down and dirty, if you know what I mean. Now we have a special guest from the story. May we please have a warm welcome for the miller.
Bend over.
Ethan.
Good afternoon, and welcome to our show.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Thanks for coming.
I do bring a certain pizzazz, don't I?
You certainly do, Simkin.
Alright, let's get started. My time is very valuable, isn't it?
Oh, yes. You're absolutely right. Now, you are the victim of the Reeve's tale, correct?
Definitely, I'm the victim. I'm the victim of an assault after I opened my home to these vandals. I was the victim of my daughter's rape and the taking of her virginity. I'm the victim of my wife's unknown infidelity. I'm the absolute victim here of this ungodly attack.
Well, let's not get wrapped up. You are known as a thief in the area.
Yeah, but I only take a small handling fee, nothing more than necessary.
Yes, but there's a rumor you're taking it from a school. How do you feel?
Well, I only kept a small portion, just enough to help feed my family. Nobody realizes most of the time, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, but they are a school, so...
Yeah, but I believe, Mr. Dover, you just agreed with me, correct?
Ah, that was unintentional. What I meant to say is that...
You meant nothing by it. I'm justified in my behavior, am I not?
Simkin, that is a tough call.
Well...
There also is some speculation that the students were sent to stop your handling fee, and that to prove you're not as clever as you thought you were. But their horses were free. Did you in any way set them horses free?
Well, I believe the Reeve stated I did so.
Yes, but we want to hear that from you, Mr.
Alright.
Simkin.
Fine, I freed the horses.
Why, Simkin?
So I could steal their grain. No one comes into my house under my services and tries to pull a fast one on me. We have a saying in the grain industry, even the toughest grain cracks under a grindstone. Those little twats, John and Alan, they thought they were so clever. I was thinking to myself, they think no one can outwit them, but by my soul, I'll hoodwink them. The more sly tricks they play, the more I'll steal from them. And I went out to try and catch them. They tried to come and catch me stealing, but I knew all along what they were up to, and I found a new way to steal their grain, a new, cleverer way.
But Simkin,
That's a word.
It seems you're the only one trying to pull a fast one.
I have been doing that. My practices are age-old, historic, so it's...
Why let the students stay then if the whole thing was just a ploy?
They offered coin. No reasonable man would deny coin.
Ah, it was the money.
It's always the money.
Well, it seems to me that you and your family kind of deserved it, given where your morals lie.
Deserved it? My daughter deserved to be raped. My wife deserved to be plowed with foreign seeds. Unknowingly, he fooled her. The cradle, moving it softly to the foot of his own bed, making her believe he was I. I deserve to be beaten. How can you sit there and patronize me, then place these unfortunate events on myself?
I'm just saying that maybe God has finally punished you for your unrighteous life.
Are you a damn preacher?
Well, no, but...
Then please do not inform me on Lord's matters.
My apologies. I was just implying that because of your past, present, maybe even future actions, maybe the boys were prompted to take revenge by doing what they did with your women. Alan even stated to John, we are legally entitled to some compensation. By having sex with your wife and daughter, doesn't that make you guys even?
Molesting my woman is not revenge. It's satanic, and it's definitely not law.
See that as you choose. What will your plan be once you regain consciousness?
Well, I suppose that you want me to say that all is forgiven and that the school and the students has made me see a new light. However, that is not the man that I am, and that's not the man that I plan to be. If they send students over again, I'm going to rip them off double. No, I'm going to rip them off triple. And the justification for it will be the scars of my past and the actions that they've committed against me.
Don't you think a change in practice is in order for your mill?
Well, Mr. Dover, with all due respect, my mill has been ripping off people for years, and I don't see a plan taking place anytime soon.
And how will your daughter fare?
Well, she's always been tough, yet I fear that Lord Allen has impregnated her. I will go to the end of God's green earth to make sure my baby does not bore a bastard.
You will find Alan?
Yes, that boy should not have taken the law into his own hands, thinking that it was just for him to rape my daughter in turn because I stole his grain. I will search God's green earth to make sure that he will be the father.
That is very respectable to me. But how will your wife be, seeing that she has now bedded another man?
Issues between a man and his wife are between a man and his wife. The plowing she took was in partly her fault due to her naivety, but I do not know fully what I would do. Perhaps we will divorce because now she's not a virgin to the outside world.
That is very touching, and I wish the best for your marriage. But I also feel it is interesting what this reveals about the Reeve who has fathered the story. The old man, in a reply,
A proud old man.
yeah, he's very proud. The old man, in a reply to the second story of the Canterbury Tales, was told by a miller, making a Reeve look pretty foolish. And this time, the Reeve turned the tables on the miller, making him look very, very foolish. So, I'm sorry to say that we are out of time.
Well, thank you, Ben, for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Good night, everybody, and be sure to check in tomorrow for the fourth story analysis of The Cook's Tale.
Pleasure.